The first ring is called limbo, and it consists of the unbaptized and the people before Christ. Moses would be an example of a member found in this first ring. The second ring is filled with those who are overcome by lust. These souls are blown back and forth by a terrible storm without rest. Tiger Woods, as an adulterer, is a modern day example of a member of this ring.
The issue involved here was my repeated irresponsible behavior. I was unfaithful. I had affairs. I cheated. What I did is not acceptable, and I am the only person to blame.
The members of the third ring are gluttons. They withheld from the needy and consumed too many material items during their life. Their punishment is to forever lie in a vile slush of icy rain without sight of their neighbors. Elvis Presley overindulged in money, sex, drugs, and food throughout his life, which places him in this ring full of gluttons.
Things like drug abuse were the very things that killed Elvis. What you see before you are the pills that represent what only one doctor prescribed to Elvis in 20 months before his death.
No one is out of reach of drugs, man. Here is a man that had it in the palm of his hand and started off with it that way, and the drugs took it away from him.
Elvis's autopsy revealed 14 different drugs in his body.
The fourth ring is filled with the greedy. These souls are unrecognizable and are forced to constantly joust with each other, pushing the weights with their chest. Bernie Madoff's selfish Ponzi scheme would place him directly into this ring.
Sir Bernard Madoff now stands accused of running a $50 billion fraud and collecting some of the money from people like these who gathered today in New York City to vent.
In the history of con men, Madoff, I think, is the greatest.
In some ways, he's worse than a murderer.
He's a disgusting guy.
Those who are overcome by anger are found in the fifth ring. These souls are forced to constantly fight each other to reach the top of the mucky river, or else they will be stuck under the surface struggling for breath. Alec Baldwin would be a modern example of a member of this ring.
Alec Baldwin at LAX after getting booted off an American Airlines flight to New York Tuesday. And the crew confronted Baldwin, and according to the airline, the passenger was extremely rude to the crew, calling them inappropriate names and using offensive language.
Heretics fill the sixth ring. These are the people who practice the wrong teachings regarding the church and God. These souls are trapped in a tomb of flames. Mormons would be found in this ring of heresy.
I'm hopeful. I'm passionate. I'm the guy next door who has really noisy kids. I am a music executive. I am a father. My name is Ryan Wright, and I am a Mormon.
The seventh ring consists of three groups who use violence to their advantage. The souls who use violence against people are immersed in a river of boiling blood. The suicides and profligates are either transformed into thorny bushes or chased and mauled by ferocious dogs. The souls who are violent against God and nature reside in a desert of flaming sand. Chris Brown is found in this ring.
Chris Brown has pleaded guilty to 1 count of felony assault on pop star Rihanna.
I take great pride in me being able to exercise self-control, and what I did was inexcusable.
The souls who are guilty of deliberate evil, such as fraud, are found in the eighth circle. They are either whipped by demons, have their heads twisted backwards, or are forced to wear lead cloaks. Martha Stewart would be found in this ring of frauds.
She faces 9 charges, including securities fraud, obstruction of justice, and conspiracy. The Securities and Exchange Commission also filed civil charges today, accusing her of, among other things, insider trading.
Attorney James Comey laid out the case against them.
This criminal case is about lying. Lying to the FBI, lying to the SEC, and lying to investors.
Victims in this case is the entire American public, who relies on the integrity of our system to make sure that justice is done and that they can invest their money safely and securely, knowing that it's being handled honestly.
The ninth and final ring is filled with traitors. They are frozen in a lake of ice. Being a murderer, O.J. Simpson would be found in this ring of traitors.
Former American football star and actor O.J. Simpson stood accused of murdering his ex-wife Nicole and waiter Ron Goldman in a bloody knife attack.
Election find the defendant Orenthal James Simpson not guilty of the crime of murder in violation of Civil Section 1.
The verdict divided America and the world. In the eyes of many, despite his repeated protestations of innocence, he was and remains a guilty man.